guys, welcome to the video. So earlier in the year I mentioned that I was going to be doing some video content with the Building Society as part of like an ongoing ad throughout 2020. And I'm really excited to bring you the first piece of video content I've put together as part of my ads with the Nottingham and their mortgage broker service, the Nottingham Mortgage Services. So as you probably already know, me and Joe are in the process of saving for a deposit for our first house. So the thing we learned quickest is how much of a minefield it can be when you're buying a house for the first time and you're trying to understand all the jargon that comes alongside buying your first house, mortgages, deposits, all that jazz. So with a little help from the Nottingham, here's a quick little jargon buster for anyone who's struggling, like we were. Before I start, the Nottingham actually has a load of mortgage guides for anyone wanting more information, and one of the guides is like a full glossary of terms. So if there's anything in here that I don't mention, be sure to check that out. I'll leave a link in the description for you for some more detail. So let's get started. Agreement in principle. So an agreement in principle, or an AIP, is also known as decision in principle. So either of those terms you could have heard. It's essentially an estimate on how much you could borrow given to you by a prospective mortgage lender. It's based on things like your income and your credit score. It's one of the first steps to getting a mortgage, which is hugely exciting. It's important to remember that an AIP is not a guarantee that you'll be able to borrow a certain amount from a lender. The amount you can borrow will occasionally change when you get your final mortgage offer, as this is an in principle, and your final offer will rely on some more in-depth research. A broker. Now a broker, also known as an intermediary, is a person or a company that arranges the mortgage between you and the lender. So they take care of a lot of the paperwork and they'll recommend the right mortgage for you and your specific needs. There can be fees attached to using a broker, but in my opinion they're definitely worth looking at if you want a little help. Nottingham Mortgage Services do charge a selection of fees dependent on your circumstances, but they'll offer their advice completely fee-free if you have a savings account with the Nottingham with more than £500 in and you've been saving for 12 months or more. Of course, terms and conditions apply, which I will leave a link for you in the description. Deposit. So a deposit is a sum of money that goes towards the cost of the property that you're buying. Generally, you'll need about 10% to buy a house. For example, if you're buying a £200,000 house, you'd need a £20,000 deposit. Although there may be lenders out there who only ask for a 5% deposit from first-time buyers. With a larger deposit, you will have access to a wider range of deals than if you were to have a small deposit. Equity. The equity you have in your home is the value of your house minus your outstanding mortgage, aka the value of the house that's actually yours. For example, if you sold your house for £200,000 and you had £110,000 left on your mortgage, your equity will be £90,000. I was going to do a little bit on different types of mortgages here, but there are several different kinds. So to save a bit of time on the video, what I'm going to do instead is leave a link to the Nottingham's different kinds of mortgages guide in the description box for you. So check that out if that's the sort of thing you're after. Help to Buy, the ISA and the scheme. So Help to Buy is a government scheme. Purchasing a property with help from this scheme means you'll only need a 5% cash deposit for certain new build homes. The government will lend you up to 20% of the cost, or 40% of the purchase price if you live in London, and you'll need a 75% mortgage to make up the rest. Now, Help to Buy ISAs, you can't actually get them anymore. However, if you manage to open one before the application's closed, you will be able to continue saving into it until November 2029. So I'll include a link in the description to the Nottingham's website where they explain that in a lot more detail. Interest rate. So in addition to the amount that you borrow, you'll need to pay your lender for letting you borrow the money in the first place. This is calculated as a percentage of the remaining loan and is known as your mortgage interest rate. The amount of interest you pay will affect how much your monthly repayments are. Loan to value, or LTV. Your loan to value ratio compares the amount that you are borrowing to the value of the property being bought. A lower LTV can mean a lower interest rate because there's a lower risk of the lender not being able to get their money back if something went wrong. AKA, the bigger the deposit, the better. Say you want to buy a £200,000 house and you have £20,000 in your account to use as a deposit. You'll need a loan of £180,000 in order to buy the full £200,000 property. So your LTV will be 90% because 180,000 is 90% of 200,000. Get it? Lifetime ISA. A lifetime ISA, otherwise known as a LISA, is a kind of ISA, which stands for individual savings account. But the difference between a lifetime ISA and any other cash ISA is that with a lifetime ISA, you can get a government bonus of up to £1,000 a year. Now, there are a couple of rules here. You have to be aged between 18 and 39 to open a lifetime ISA. You can put a maximum of £4,000 into your LISA every tax year, and the government give you a 25% bonus for free on your balance, meaning you can get a maximum of £1,000 every tax year. So there are restrictions on how you use them. The main one being that you can only use the LISA either for your first home or for retirement, and only after the account has been open for 12 months. So you can take money out for other things or earlier than 12 months, but this will usually incur a 25% charge, meaning in these instances you could get less back than you put in. Although until the 5th of April 2021, the HMRC has temporarily reduced the charge to 20%. You can only have individual LISAs. You can't open one as a joint account. This is a good thing if you're buying a mortgage with someone else, because as long as you're both first-time buyers, you can both use your LISAs, aka both bonuses, towards your house. You only need £10 to open one with the Nottingham, which is currently the high street market leading rate for lifetime LISAs. So you can apply for a LISA with the Nottingham online, or you can do it in branch when everything's back to normal, obviously, if there's one local to you. It could be worth giving your preferred branch a call. They can let you know the information that they'll need to open the account, and you can find your nearest branch at thenottingham.com. They also have a load more information on the website, so I will leave the link in the description for you with all the other ones I've mentioned so far in the video. Next up, mortgage term. Now, a mortgage term is really simple. All it is it's the length of time that you have to pay off the loan. Stamp duty land tax. So stamp duty land tax, or SDLT, is a tax paid to the government when you buy a property. There are exemptions and reliefs, and if you're a first-time buyer, you might not have to pay it at all, depending on the price of your house. As of today's date, which is the 6th of May 2020, first-time buyers don't pay anything on the first £300,000, and then you pay 5% on the remainder up to £500,000. If the property is over £500,000, you'll pay standard SDLT, regardless of whether you're a first-time buyer or not. The latest rates and information is on the government website, so I will also leave that link in the description for you to take a look at if you need to. Standard variable rate. So a standard variable rate, or an SVR, is a lender's default interest rate and is usually higher than most mortgage deals available. There aren't SVR mortgages as such. Standard variable rates are often what you're transferred onto when your current deal ends and you haven't got another one lined up. Although you may be moved onto a tracked or discounted rate. So it may be worth shopping around if you find out that you're on a standard variable rate. Valuation. So lenders always carry out a valuation to check whether a property is worth roughly the amount you're paying for it. You may have to pay a fee to the lender if the valuation is carried out, and it's recommended you have your own survey done as well. Either a home buyer's survey and evaluation, or building survey report to check for any issues, but these also do come at an extra charge. Phew! I hope that's cleared up some stuff for you if you're in the same position as Joe and I. As I said earlier, it can really be a minefield. Thankfully there are places like the Nottingham who do want to help, and like I previously mentioned, I'll leave a link in the description to their full glossary of mortgage terms, fee-free mortgage advice terms, information on their alternates for help to buy ISA, lifetime ISA, and a guide to different types of mortgages, just in case I missed anything that you need clearing up. And as always, if you have any questions, just leave me a comment and I'll get back to you ASAP. Here's to getting on the property ladder. Now, thanks for watching. And if you have any topics you'd like me to cover as part of my ad series with the Nottingham, then do let me know, because I would really love to help you all out as much as possible. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!